Hello and welcome to the Colt Marketplace briefing. Today we're going to be talking about selling network data center services throughout Europe. This call is being recorded and you will get a link to the recording after the event. Today we're scheduled to run for around 30 minutes and then you'll be free to get on with your day. I hope you can all hear me clearly. My name is Nastasi Kareskos. I've been at Colt for the last 8 years managing the partner community. And previously to that, around 15 years within the industry, again working with partners in the US and around Europe. Today's agenda, we're going to focus primarily on the size of the market and the opportunity. Going to drill down into what we believe and what we see the opportunity is for our US agent community. And then how Colt can assist you and your customers taking advantage of this opportunity, and then about our Colt partner program that we've devised. So let's start off looking at Europe. Number of countries, large, small, Western Europe being the primary focus where the majority of the larger organizations are based. You have so many different options, from incumbents within countries to smaller local providers. The list is absolutely endless. As a partner looking at providing services to your customer in Europe, it's almost where do you start? I've got multiple different requirements, different products that I require. I don't really want to be signing up with 50 different companies to service different programs, different contracts, different pricing. You've got some of the incumbents listed down here that you'll all be familiar with, the likes of BT, Deutsche Telekom, France Telecom, or Orange Business Services, Telecom Italia, Telefonica. The list goes on. And then there are a number of local, regional players as well. Some have partner programs, some don't have partner programs, some are only based in one country and can't provide services across multiple locations. Some of these carriers you would have all had experience with, have direct sales forces, and often your customers may be wanting to go to them to procure services from them directly. This obviously does not help as a partner agent trying to manage the customer opportunity. So you need to feel that you're partnering with the right company within Europe, a company that's going to give you that long-term loyalty and
Greg
support.
Ottensmeyer. Hello. This is Greg. Toby?
Hi, this is Nastasi here. We've just kicked off. Hopefully you can see the slides. So welcome to the Colt Marketplace briefing. We're on slide 4. The call is being recorded as well, and you will get a link to the recording after the event. So looking at the actual market size itself, we look at some independent information here. This is information gathered by some of the industry experts. In this case, this is from Forrester, looking at the global tech market, the size of the actual opportunity and where Europe fits and how it compares to other regions globally. So if we look at the US, for example, you've got nearly $1 trillion worth of spend here that you'll all be familiar with. In Europe, slightly smaller, $600 billion being spent in Europe. This is a significant amount and a significant opportunity for you. Again, you'll be able to see some of the key countries where that spend is going on. Germany, UK, France being some of the largest companies there. The market is valued at a sizable amount. The market is valued primarily focused on Western Europe, where the larger organizations are typically based. Here we can actually see more detail on the propensity of the actual spend. Companies outsourcing their requirements, companies looking to partner with the right type of organization, local players with local understanding across multiple geographies, someone that they can trust, a partner that they can work with that has simple processes, robust SLAs, and can deliver fast and on time. So looking at this, $21 billion in the UK, for example, spent on IT outsourced annually, and this figure is growing. Market research, this is again independent market research that we've pulled together here from Forrester, that shows that the spend of organizations outsourcing their IT telecoms requirements is increasing. So there's an opportunity there for us. There's an opportunity there for us to take advantage of that and service our US headquartered customers who have requirements across Europe. This information here being captured by Gartner. This focuses on where their growth is actually coming from at a product spend. So for example, at the top we can see Ethernet services, how the volumes are growing historically and up until 2017, for example. So we can see the increase there continuing month in, month out. We've taken this information, this data, and narrowed it down to the countries across Europe that we're actually represented in. As a market leader in Europe for Ethernet services, we believe we've got the right products to service these demands, to service this growth. Some significant figures here, some significant opportunities here that we feel we're in a good position to address. Middle chart shows co-location services across multiple data centers. In Europe, we've seen a significant growth in requirements in the last 24 months. The independent analysts, again, this snapshot here has been taken from Gartner IT Services, looking at the next few years and how that is going to continue to grow, how companies, again, spending money, outsourcing, partnering with the right companies, presenting their hardware, their kit, their applications, their software in data centers. These companies want to work with companies that have got a good track record, financially stable, have got their facilities across multiple locations, potentially can invoice back to headquarters in the US if needed, or across multiple local regions within Europe in local currencies. And finally, the last box here is around cloud services. So infrastructure as a service, for example, has been taken as a snapshot here. These values, again, in millions of dollars. So you can see between that 2011, 2012, how that has grown and how that will continue to grow. It's forecasted growth, significant growth, up into the 30%, 36, 31, 34%, and growing. Again, Colt are a leader in the provisioning of Ethernet services. We own our own network, and we have our own data centers that we operate across 20 different regions. Slide number 7, IT services market, the attractiveness and where the growth is coming by vertical. Our network was originally built to service the demands of the finance and media communities to very, very demanding verticals. We can see from this slide here, this independent information, again, this comes this time from Ovum. It demonstrates the verticalized growth predicted in the years to come here. We've definitely seen an increase in activity and spend in IT, telecoms, within the finance and media verticals over the last 18 months, since the downturn in the economy that we've had previously for the past 5 years before that. So that's going to continue to grow. Companies looking to spend wisely to get the most efficiency from their networks, from the existing equipment that they have, leveraging those existing services, looking at being efficient, increasing bandwidth, as we know that the demands within the network are increasing as new applications, cloud services are brought on board. Moving on to the next slide, we're on slide 8 now. So this slide depicts the managed network market and where the growth is coming from, again, by a product topology. Again, here, this independent information, again, comes from Ovum, Gartner, and IDC, showing how Ethernet services, followed by IP VPN, are set to grow at the largest rate within the European market. As I said, companies obviously looking for increased bandwidth, faster services, lower latencies, more reliability, more efficiency, but also more cost savings. And that's a difficult challenge for us to meet here, but we feel, again, we have the right products in the right geographies that we can support customers' requirements here. So how can Colt assist you and your customers with this opportunity and taking advantage of what we foresee over the next 5 years to be a significant opportunity, how we can increase our revenues, increase our commissions? For starters, Colt we have a basis of what we call the information delivery platform, built on our network, which is our real crown jewels. And we'll show in more detail in some slides to come exactly the vastness of the network and our network reach. On top of that, we own our own data centers, 20 data centers across Europe, all managed at a 3+ tier level, fully secure, fully resilient on the network. So in the past, where you may have had to procure co-location or managed service requirements from one organization, then go to another organization to get your access and connectivity, possibly to another company to look at any other remote services as well. We can deliver all of those programs from one point of contact across multiple countries. Again, being invoiced in all different types of currencies, back to headquartered companies or smaller local regional sites if needed. We're not a new organization. We've been around for just over 20 years, completely financially stable as well. Again, companies, when they're looking at increasing their data center space, the financial stability of organizations in the current climate, where we've seen a number of organizations that were deemed to be stable that are no longer around, certainly in Europe and in the US. This gives that customer that extra comfort that they're dealing and working with a company that's trusted, completely stable, completely debt-free, and cash-rich. We have continued to invest in our network and our data center infrastructure, and we will continue to do so at a rate of around $250 million per annum. The network itself is a high-performance network, delivering focused IT managed services connectivity. We also deliver telephony and a multitude of voice inbound and outbound services. We have around 20,000 buildings connected to our network, and we're a leader in Ethernet services. So just how big is the Colt network? Hopefully you can all see this map clearly. We have customer sites connected in 79 countries across the globe. A lot of the time this comes as a surprise to companies who aren't as familiar with the vast reach of Colt's network. So 79 countries at present, and that continues to grow. And we're not limited to these either. We've got agreements in place to provide connectivity into every country around the world without exception. The only limitations are the local infrastructure, the local limitations within those countries on the technology that may be available. We only deliver the same flavor of Ethernet, so whether it's a Colt Ethernet service in Europe or in the US or in any one of the other countries that we're in, it's always the same flavor under the same SLA. If we don't have that capability, we won't just provide you with a second tier, second flavor of Ethernet services. We'll look at other services that are within our remit to deliver, such as SDH for IPVPN services. As always, we only partner with companies that have gone under a rigorous check, both technically and commercially, to ensure that their networks match the needs of Colt services and propositions, to ensure that we remain competitive and put you in the strongest positions within your customer base. Into more detail now, focusing specifically on some of the routes that we've got. This slide also depicts where the actual data centers are. We have interactive maps that we can also share with you, so you can actually see exactly which regions that we're in. We often provide local tours with our partners with data centers. If they're not able to be there in person, we're happy to represent you within those sites themselves. And again, because we have a well-established partner community, there's no risk of you thinking that Colt are going to be competing with your customer direct. Once that customer is working with us under your name, it's completely ring-fenced, and there's no threat of any direct business interfering. I mentioned about some of our strengths within the finance community. This slide here shows some of the specific low latency routes, some of the fastest routes available for the trading firms, for the finance community. 15 different route combinations, fiber infrastructure that covers the main trading locations throughout London, Frankfurt, Zurich and Milan. The data centers that sit on top of the Colt network, as I've already mentioned, over 20 data centers, and we continue to invest in the expansion of our facilities. Over 5,000 customer racks and space available, efficient power, cooling by air, PUE of a very low density within those sites. We've got the ability to offer simple standalone racks or larger data halls, or actually deliver data centers for our customers, for them to manage or to be managed on our behalf. So some information about Colt. As I've already mentioned, we've been around for just over 20 years now, and are stable. Credibility within Europe, we actually host 7 of the largest stock exchanges, all of the top European broadcasters, the world's top financial services companies, the 5 largest providers of market data. We have credibility, we've got the background and history of working with these organizations with these high demands. So that will give you comfort, that will give your customers comfort when working with Colt. We offer proximity hosting solutions and some of the fastest possible connectivity available in the markets today. Continue to innovate into Ethernet services, and one of the service providers of the years, and have won several awards. And these are some of those awards. So again, for some of you that might not be aware, on the left side of the screen, you've got just a recently announced leaderboard, the Ethernet leaderboard. Again, Colt are prominent there as an organization with regards to the services that we can provide. Again, all under one SLA, one contract across multiple countries. There is definitely a benefit there for you, as opposed to having to go and procure different services for your customers across different geographies or different products. We can deliver the voice, data, and managed services, and we've won awards to back it up, which gives us that credibility. So something about some slides on our actual program and the tools that we've developed to support you. To date, we have around 185 partners globally. They manage around $340 million of customer revenue for us, and subsequently we pay out around $60 million in commission, a significant amount and a significant channel for us. This is one of our fastest growing channels, and we want to continue that investment into the tools and into the new partnerships that we start working with. Some of those partners over the last 20 years have been with us throughout that time. They've been loyal to us, and we've been loyal to them, as a true partnership should be. Some of the collateral available to you. You could sign up and partner. Again, this is optional to you. We would provide you with your own Colt mailboxes, logos and collateral to develop your own business cards, help support you with websites if needed, case studies, joint branded campaigns, joint branded events. We can share stands together. You can use the power of the Colt brand to help you within those local events where you're the experts, you're speaking to those local customers. Some of the training and certification that's available to you today, you can achieve a number of qualifications under Colt. Again, adding credibility when you're speaking to your customers about these services, differentiating yourself from those other partners, from those other value-added resellers out there. There's a range of sales training as well as product and technical training, so you can address the needs of a number of your different colleagues internally. Online and available today, some of the training that's been designed for you, for partners, so you have a range that you can see it yourself: IP access, Ethernet, IPVPN, VoIP access, SIP trunking, IP voice solutions, as well as your own online e-ordering tool, which we'll have a look at. So we've tried to develop these tools just to make life easy for you. We need to be fast to react, we need to be first to get the quotes in to you so you can deliver them to your customers. This is a user-friendly online tool, the Colt portal, Colt Online. You can see customer faults, you can see customer orders, you can see your commission statements, you've got access to pricing across multiple geographies for multi-term and multiple products. You can see product information, service description, service SLAs, all at the touch of the button, so you're not having to wait for someone to get back to you, having sent in an email where that individual's got 100 emails in their mailbox. and it's going to take them 24 or 48 hours. We give you access to the information online, so you've got it at the touch of a button. Our online pricing tool. Here, as I said, you can do multiple quotes that we can help you with, and again, this is optional. If you prefer to talk about an opportunity with your account manager, you can do so. We will also be as flexible as we possibly can to help you win the deal, and if we need to shave some points off some pricing to be extra competitive, we will do that. Our interest is the same as yours. We want to win as much business as we can, the right kind of business, the right kind of customers. We also give you access to online ordering, so you can develop your own order forms, print them off, email them to your customers. Your customers sign them, and they get submitted back into the Colt mailbox, and straight away we start delivering. We have one of the fastest delivery lead times within Europe for delivering services. We can deliver Ethernet services from 15 working days, 20 working days, and we also offer a fast track service. So if you've got a customer who needs a service urgently, we'll look at that. It is a chargeable service. For some customers, we know the demands. We're happy to help, and we're happy to be as flexible as we possibly can. And post-sale services. So you're able to search, as I said, all of your customers' orders, all of the services that they currently have. You can view all of your customers' invoices. You can view all your customers' tickets. So if your customer's asking you for an update, that you've got access to the information, you can provide them with that information. You don't have to come back to Colt directly, but your customer obviously can also call Colt at any point, 24/7, every day of the year. Our commissions, I mentioned before, around $60 million being paid out annually, and that figure is growing to our partners, to our partner community. It is an exclusive club. We don't just take on any partner who wants to sign up. It's got to be right for both of us, as a partnership should be. And within those competitive competitions, there's a number of individual incentives that we do. So, for example, you get an upfront bonus if you want. You then have monthly recurring commissions. You'll all be familiar with the model. It's fairly standard out there in the industry. We then have individual offers, so bonuses, extra bonuses for longer-term contracts. And those contracts, the commission does not just end at the end of that contract. It's for the life of when that customer is with us. So that's going to be appealing to you to hear as well. Quarterly incentives. Bonuses for specific products that we regularly offer, and additional annual bonuses. So we agree targets together. You hit those targets, you get a big lump sum at the end of the year. There are also various other incentives that we'll look at and talk with you. If you've got ideas, then you will look at them, and please come to us and talk to us about them.
Leroy.
So just a final slide here, and I thank you and appreciate all of your time and your patience here as we're just coming up to that 30-minute window. We are attending, we will have a stand at the main event next year in February, the Channel Partners Conference Expo in Las Vegas. Please get in touch with me directly. We'd like to see you there. We'd like to schedule some time to meet with you face-to-face. If that's not possible and you're not attending the show, we're happy to set up calls face-to-face. We have a number of staff based on the East Coast. We'll be happy to meet with you at any time and discuss your requirements. So once again, thanks very much for your time. I hope this has been a useful 30 minutes spent in your morning. You've got the rest of the day to focus on. Don't hesitate to get in touch with me. It's nastasi.karaskos. You will get my contact details after this call as well. Look forward to hearing from you, and we will reply individually to all of the questions that have come through online on the chat. Once again, thanks very much for your time, and have a good day.